Okay, now did you see the New Edition
Hell yeah, I saw that shit.
biopic?
Of course, I saw the New Edition biopic, man.
What'd you think?
Listen, oh, it was amazing. I was a little boy when New Edition, I was a baby when New Edition was popping, but like, I know a lot of dudes who in that, you know, 18, 22, you know what I mean, a little bit younger than that. You really got to see how your mama was going in the 90s for a couple days. That's what you got to see. Like, cause them women that was watching, I know women that had whole watch parties for the New Edition biopic. Like to see, I'm glad it had the impact it had, especially for just black cinema in general. But just watching it was so dope because you got to get a glimpse into a lifestyle that'll never exist again. That type of coming up like that will never exist again. You know what I mean? And the way they was living will never exist again. Bobby Brown and 12, 13-year-old fucking 30-year-olds. Them niggas was getting 30-year-old pussy at 12. They was getting, oh man, candy girl. They was fucking daughters and mamas at 12, 13, 14. You know what I'm saying? So it was amazing, man. It was dope to watch. I wish they'd have showed more Bobby Brown though. Like Bobby Brown can have his own biopic. His story is amazing within itself. Like I was so mad. What is my only complaint with the New Edition biopic, other than all them fucking commercials that they showed? Listen, they was showing commercials that you only supposed to show at 3 o'clock in the morning during a New Edition biopic. You know what I mean? They showing them commercials. Have you or anyone in your family suffered from like this shit's not supposed to come on until after the church people with the miracle spring water? What the fuck? So that was a bad part. And I wish they'd have went deeper into Bobby Brown and his story because they didn't even listen. They should have. I need to see the reenactment of the Ja Rule video. And I know you're getting bored dealing with him when that nigga jaw was locked to the left. Oh my God, man! Loving, loving, hey yeah. That man, listen. Bobby Brown had the strongest locked jaw ever seen on that shit. The French Montana and Kodak Black was talking about. It is hard to run down to come my jaw keep locking. That's that Bobby Brown jaw they was talking about. Bobby shit, like whatever Bobby hit before that video, he had some of the finest. He had some of that shit. Scarface was snorting right before he died because he hit that shit and was like, hey, goddamn, my goddamn Jordan locked up. Now fuck that. We still gonna shoot the video, nigga. Nah, I ain't fucking this money up shit, nigga. I'm fucking with Ja Rule. He hot. He just gonna have to deal with this shit. This nigga Bobby Brown in the goddamn helicopter. Yeah, baby. Man, anytime nigga go like this, that mean that juice done got in his chin. He done hit that powder. Oh, babe. Oh, my God, I wish they'd have showed that, man. And I know you're getting loving. That was my shit. So I want to see the Bobby Brown biopic next, man. That's my next shit.
That might be coming.
I hope it is coming, man. You know what I mean? I hope it is coming. Cause
I heard they're doing one on Bobby Christina. So if they're doing one on Bobby Christina.
They definitely need to do one on Bobby Brown. Bobby Brown was that dude, man. Bobby Brown was really like, people don't, they've been trying to create the next Michael Jackson since Michael Jackson. Even, when he was, because he's the biggest pop star ever, in my opinion. So they've been trying to create the next Michael Jackson since him. And it had been Bobby Brown was the first in line. They was like, oh, she like the next Mike. He was a superstar. People don't remember that because, we're too young or whatever. But if you really search the Bobby Brown history, you're going to have to put some, Bobby Brown was that guy. Like, whatever, like he was bigger than everybody you could think. He was bigger at the time when he was popping. Even though it was short-lived, he was bigger than a lot of people ever have been that we consider legends. So, you know what I mean? And we got to give Bobby Brown that credit. Anybody who could shoot a whole video with they jaw locked the fuck up like this, he's a winner.
Yeah, Pusha T's referred to that as the Bobby Brown
The Bobby
jaw.
Brown, yeah, he had a song called Bobby Brown Jaw. Like, right, do you know how good your dope got to be for you to call it that Bobby Brown jaw? You know how quick the dope fiend's gonna come back to you and cuss you the fuck out if you say you got some Bobby Brown jaw and you ain't. Hey, where the fuck Craig at? Hey man, you sold me some bullshit, man. My jaw been straight since I took this shit. Get my goddamn money back. This ain't no Bobby Brown jaw. So yeah, Bobby Brown, like, I think he definitely deserves his own joint.
Are you looking forward to this 2Pac
biopic?
Biopic?
That's my number one guy right there, Pac, man. So I hope they do right by him. You know what I mean? Like, cause I'm sorry, it was some shit in the Biggie movie that was just like,
They're actually using the same guy that did Biggie.
I just hope that, I just hope that they, cause Pac, it's gonna be hard not to do Pac correctly because Pac gave so much of his story through his music and through his interviews. So you're not gonna be able to put up nothing that Pac then already addressed. And he was so open and so vibrant of a human being that he gave us his pain in so many different ways, and he gave us his life. Pac gave his life to the people, man. And it's gonna be real. It's gonna be a lot of frustrated people. Rather, if it's not right, it's gonna be a lot of frustrated people because people are really passionate about Tupac, man. He changed a lot of people's lives, man. This game wouldn't look like it looked, for better or for worse, if it wasn't for Tupac Shakur. So I hope they just do justice to him and then showing his story on the big screen. But if it's good, I think it's definitely gonna be dope because Buddy they got playing look just like him. So I hope they do him justice, man.
I mean, obviously it's a lot of pressure. Right. Not only because the n.w.a. biopic did so right. good, you've got that pressure, but like you said, Tupac's story, everybody says the same thing. If they don't light this, give the correct light on this Tupac, situation in the biopic, then it's just going to be bad. But don't you think they're smart enough to know that they would have to exceed those, or no, you meet up those expectations or exceed it? If they're going to put this out?
I will hope so, but hey, if you see that Tupac statue at that museum they got in Georgia, sometimes motherfuckers just don't get the shit right. Have you seen that have you seen that statue of Tupac, man? They got my man Tupac looking like one of the nigglets off Tales from the Hood, man. They for real, you ever say you get your goddamn little nigglets? They got Pac looking like one of the nigglets, man. I seen that shit, I said, oh, I know they ain't do my man Pac with the niglet face, man. He looked like one of the little zombie niglet puppets. I said, that don't look nothing like Tupac. That look more like Steve Francis than it do Tupac. I'm like, how the fuck they done put Steve Francis' lip on a Tupac statue, man? They did my man Pac. Hey, man, they need to revamp that statue, man. Somebody drop the ball on Pac's statue. Like, that's the first thing we need to correct. Like, please, correct Pac's face on the statue, man. Like, Jesus Christ, they got my man Pac, but then got the suit perfect from the I Ain't Mad At You video. Put the perfect suit on him, then put Bokeem Woodbine face on the body. Like, come on, man. Doing my man Pac like that. They got my man Pac looking like... I was like, oh, how they do my man Pac ain't never looked like that. My man, listen, Pac looked like he having an allergic reaction on that statue, man. I'm like, what the fuck did they get a statue? My nigga Pac looking like he ate some peanuts or some shit on the statue. He in the middle of having an allergic reaction, man. I'm like, this is fuck. Every time I see that shit, I be like, man, they did my man. Whoever chiseled Pac shit must have been late for a pussy appointment or something. Hey, man, we gonna knock this shit out. This bitch ain't playing. Hey, yeah, that's good enough, nigga. Send it to him. Fuck, man, shit is crazy.
Why is it in Georgia in the first place?
Huh?
Why is it in Georgia in the first place?
Because that's the only people that probably would accept that motherfucker. I mean, shit, we ain't got nothing else to put up here. Might as well take it. I mean, but Jed, it really don't look like Tupac. Hey, who the fuck is coming to Georgia to see it? All right, people who coming to see this don't give a fuck what it look like. Maybe if it was in Los Angeles, people might be, a little bit more skeptical about the face, but hey, fuck it. We'll take it. Give us the Tupac statue.
Now, you mentioned, talking about the New Edition biopic, you mentioned Scarface. Funny that you mentioned that. Mm-hmm. They are working on a Scarface remake.
Oh, really?
And there's a rift online about this, too. A lot of people saying, why even touch it?
Why fuck with it, right?
Why play with it? What are your thoughts on that? It's supposedly, they're working on, there was a director that was supposed to be in charge of it. He opted out because he's got another movie he's taking care of. So so it's on slate for 2018.
Man, classics is classic. It's like if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Because I've never seen too many remakes that, have been good. Even stuff that they take and turn into TV series and never really translates well. But, I think if they are going to remake it, give it some more time. Like, it's still a classic. There's still young people who go to Scarface because of Scarface. They don't need the new one. You know what I mean? It's like they redid Carlito's Way a couple years back, and it was like, why did they fuck with this like this? It's not necessary. It's not, movies that are real old. Like, for a lot of people don't know that a lot of movies that come out are remakes of other movies. Like, for example, Ocean's 11. Ocean's 11 was old movie, like with the Rat Pack in it, I believe, the original one.
Yeah.
And they remade that, but this was 50 years later, damn near. So it's like you can give it some time if you're gonna remake it. Like let the one that is the classic kind of become archived in that sense. Like a lot of people don't watch it, and you know, it's just people just know this movie. Like a lot of people have never seen a lot of the movies that are touted classics. You know what I mean? But you know what they are if somebody say something to you about them, especially the old ones. You know what I mean? Like the movie when the motherfucker singing in the rain, just sing it. Have you ever seen that movie?
Me personally, no.
No, you haven't. I know the fuck you haven't, Small. No, none of us have. But you know that song, though.
Sure.
Because it's a classic and it's going to translate that way. So I just think they should leave that the fuck alone, man. Scarface is still Scarface. If you can go watch the regular Scarface today, and it's still going to have the same impact as it did the first time you saw it. So I don't really think it's no need to
When did the first when did the Al Pacino Scarface come out? It's been like 20 years,
yeah,
right?
no, it's over 20 years. It's been
25,
like
30?
Yeah. I think
How
it
much
came
more
out early
time,
80s.
I mean, if you could have it your way, how much
80s.
more time do you think would need to be allotted?
Another
20?
20, 30 years. You know what I mean? Like, let it become something that people want to see. Because, you know.
And Al Pacino's still alive.
Yeah,
too.
exactly. You know what I mean? Exactly. Like, the real Scarface is still alive. And I, you know what I mean? And I don't want them to be corny and bring the motherfucker back for the new one. You know what I mean? Is the real Scarface come in, I did not die. You know what I mean? Like, oh, this they done lame the fuck out. Oh, so Scarface his real daddy and he done found out that's the movie. No, so yeah, leave Scarface alone, man.